Welcome back, guys, to another Dragon Ball Project Multi video. Today we're going to be going over my settings for Dragon Ball Project Multi, which I believe to be the best settings for Project Multi. This is due to a viewer request that we received that I'll put up on the screen here. Shout out to the boy. And with that being said, if you guys enjoy the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on if you would change any of these settings. Grab your senzu beans and let's get into it. Alright guys, we are in the settings menu here in Project Multi. To begin with, I do not play on controller, but if I did, I would not have vibration on, so that is the first thing in the general tab that we can change. Other than that, nothing else really here. It's up to your preferences. If you prefer the Japanese or English, that's up to you. I just have it set on English. I haven't changed it. I probably would have Japanese voices if the beta wasn't going to end, but that's just how it is right now. Moving on to the privacy tab, what I like to do is I like to allow friend requests. Obviously, I want to play with my boys. You know, that's the fun part of the game. I allow party invites for the same reason. I don't really have like a designated squad. I kind of just play with whoever wants to play because I think that's the most fun way to play the game right now. And online status, I always have it on display because you gotta let the boys know you're on, man. Moving on to the audio tab, I do have all the audio on, but I do have it toned down to 30. I don't like my game being too loud because I want to be able to hear the communication in Discord, as well as if I have like music playing and stuff, I'd rather listen to that. But we do still care about the game audio to a degree, so I do still have it set at that 30. Now, moving on to the video tab, the first important tab here is the fact that moving on to the video tab, I just have it set to a borderless window, 1920 by 1080. I do turn screen shake off by default. This is usually on and I don't like that, so I do turn that off. Emphasis outlines I do have on as well. Enhanced color clarity, I don't have that on, but you might need to. You gotta figure out your own color settings and stuff. But other than that, most of this stuff is just default. The only thing I really change on this tab is the screen shake. Then moving on to the graphics settings here. The things that I changed is I set the frame rate to unlimited. My computer can handle that, so I like to play on that. But my computer can handle that, so I prefer to play on that. But I would advise, even if you can't, that's not a big issue. Just set your frame rate to 60. As long as you got 60 frames, you're going to be more than okay. Another thing I do recommend you do is turn off VSync. Every single game I play, VSync is always on by default, and I just don't like it, man. I have grid display also off. I don't really know what difference this makes, but I don't have it on. I believe this is like a grid thing in the game, but I am not sure. Either way, I don't have that on. Data quality, we have it set at the highest. Graphic quality, it says custom, even though I would just have it on high. I don't know what it means by custom, to be honest. I don't remember customizing anything. Now, moving on to the advanced settings here, we do have shadows set to the highest. Anti-aliasing I usually have off. I think that was just because that's why the graphics quality is different. It's in the advanced settings. So anti-aliasing is one thing that I do always have off. Motion blur I also have off. I don't know what anti-scophic filtering is, but I usually just set it to the highest because I think this is just textures and stuff. It makes the game look crispier. Volumetric fog I also don't enjoy. I just turned that off. Bloom, we have it there. I think that's fine as it is. Screen space reflection, we do usually turn that off as well, and same thing for SSGI. That's my settings for Project Multi in terms of the graphic settings. Moving on to the battle settings here, we do have show damage and healing amount on. We had battle tips off because obviously we're like, I'm kidding. We just have battle tips off because I don't think we need them anymore, and I don't think they usually provide like anything like crazy valuable anyways. And I do also like having show XP obtained on, so that way you know if you like secure the Kai and other things like that. Now we're in the big kahuna, boys. Now we are looking at the mouse and keyboard settings. This is what I primarily play on. This is what I have been playing on for almost all the time I've been playing the game. So let's go ahead and break this down. As far as the general settings go here for the camera sensitivity, control sensitivity, and all this other stuff on this first tab, I have not pretty much touched this at all. The only thing that I changed on this tab is that vanishing step and movement key direction. I turned that off. I prefer vanishing step to go where my mouse is, so that's why I turned this off. And I also don't like using double tapping movement key to activate vanish step. I prefer having it specifically on that F key. But I think if you get used to it, I think having a double tap on movement is better because then you don't have to take your finger off the movement key to press vanish. So I would recommend playing with this on and getting used to it. I just haven't gotten used to it, so I have it off usually. Now we are in the rush attack settings. So for rush attack settings, I prefer to have stay on target on. That way if I'm trying to kill someone specific, you know, we have it locked onto them. Then we also have priority type on prominent enemies instead of all enemies. What this does is this will prioritize the attack on either enemy champions or this will prioritize the attack on enemy champions, your Brienne, Supreme Kai's, things like that, and rather than just targeting all NPCs. And this makes it very much so easier in the lane phase. Then for priority conditions, I have it set to lowest life percentage so we can secure kills easier, rather than having it on least life remaining, because that might not always be true, and also not on near rest. And rush attack activation type, we just have it on hold rather than switch. Now key assignments is the main thing where I think I differ from a few people. I decided to not change the rush attack. So rush attack, I still have it on right click, but I did, so the default control for this one is the default control for this, I believe, was this, and the default control for this is, I believe, that. So rather than having these settings, what I like to do is I like to change this to Q and changing this to E. And the reason for that is because I played a lot of League back in the day, and in League you use Q, W, E, R for your abilities. So I have muscle memory in order to press Q and E. So for me, that's really easy to do with WASD movement, and I always like to have quick cast on all as well. Super attack, we still have it on the spacebar, no need to change that. Helper, I have it set to mouse button 4 currently. And the reason for that is because I like having my dash on R key, because it's easy for me to go from pressing the D key to the R key. And right here we have change between quick cast and AoE quick cast when performing skills. We have that on as well. And if you hold down one skill key and then press another, the first skill will automatically activate. I don't have that on, but I don't think that makes much of a difference. Now moving on to the key assignments, I don't have anything set for these ones. These are all just default key assignments pretty much. Hero actions are also pretty much default. The only thing we changed is vanishing step is changed to R. Now if you don't have a mouse button for your helper key, that's not a big issue. What you can just do is you can just keep running vanish on F. It's the same thing, it's just a preference thing. For me, going from D to R feels more comfortable than going D to F. So that's just comes down to a preference thing, but it's not much of a difference if you were to have vanish step on F and then helper on R, or vice versa. Moving on to the camera controls, we have center camera on self as shift and one click. We also have the select ally heroes on F2, F3, F4. That is very similar to League. That's how they do it as well for centering camera. So I haven't decided to change that. Same with the camera lock, same with camera lock because that is the same as League. And scroll up, down, left, right, all that stuff, man, all that stuff. If you guys are playing on unlock camera, let me know down in the comments below. I do think unlock camera is very valuable, but I don't think it's as necessary in this game. For communication, we have the usual HBTG, nothing too crazy. And the menu, we have it set to P for divine cards and tab to show the menu, also default keys. And these are the modifier keys. I don't know what these do, shift, control, and alt, like pressing on anything. Not sure what this does, but it exists. I've never used it. Those are my settings currently for the first beta test of Dragon Ball Project Multi, and that's what I believe to be the best settings. I think that's the most comfortable way to play the game right now, especially for me. I have very big hands, and I feel like these settings work very well for that as well. With that being said, this is your boy Aizen, signing out.